Every Wednesday night in the small Gippsland town of Garfield, 13 men and women meet in a hall. They eat and talk about their lives and their communities. They are the Bunyip Garfield Rotary Club, a club in dire risk of no longer existing.
At the moment, the future of the Bunyip Garfield Rotary Club is not as good as it could be due to the small number of members. We need to recruit some more members if the club's to keep on going. So we need to get some more younger people involved. Gradually, I would say, if we can't find more members, the club would run into probably problems of not existing.
Though members are passionate about Rotary, the small numbers limit the club's functions.
A small club like ours, it's sometimes very difficult to find the guest speakers we need because the community where we are in is a small community, so we are relying on people who want to give their time free and tell their story about what they are doing and what their aim of life is.
Like our club, unfortunately, can't be part of Youth International. We as parents have had Rotary exchange students here, and we found it fascinating to understand their culture. You speak to Harry, people like that. A lot of the people that you've had as, young 18-year-olds are still in communication. We had Hero as Japanese. Now he speaks to Julie and sends us Christmas cards, so it's a communication that starts, but usually goes through. So the experience that they've got here, and vice versa for those that went overseas, has been brilliant when you ask them about it now. But the club has to have members who have children that the Rotary Exchange, because most of them came in, say, at 16, 18. So it's no use having old farts like us as host parents.
Community groups, like the Bunyip Garfield Rotary Club, provide important social markers.
Social groups are incredibly important in terms of, in a sense, they are essentially, as I see it, the kind of glue that holds communities together. And it's quite clear that sometimes when you're travelling through a town, you can actually almost see it, because if you go up to the local milk bar or any of those sort of focal points, the number of notices about events and activities in a community, or lack thereof, can in a sense tell you something about the health of that particular community.
The Bunyip Garfield Rotary Club might be struggling in its own community, but it's not just a problem for them, but for many clubs across country Victoria. New highways, mass subdivisions of farmland and city crowding has driven many to country areas, leading to the rise of the commuter culture, not only in Gippsland but across Victoria, leaving many towns full of people, yet communities destitute.
I think that the whole sort of work issue is a really significant one in terms of community groups. Yes, the commuting issue is an issue, and that's, I think there are two reasons for that. One is that when people commute, they obviously spend a lot of time in between home and work. Another side of it is that you probably don't know your community quite so well if you live in one place and you're working in another.
Being a service club, I've got to really say that all service clubs to a certain extent are in a certain amount of problems of attracting members. Probably because people of 30 are so committed now time-wise. Have they got the time to devote to community issues? I don't know.
Emily Brown, Monash News.